There, you do notice that there is a chair in the corner, which she takes a seat on and proceeds to watch the whole thing.
Weirdo.
Yeah, pretty. It's not a couch. Um,
Awful.
Victor begins to draw this, although he keeps like having to stop and check back on what he's doing. Anyone that wants to can make an Arcana check.
Yeah. Let's see what's going on here. Same roll, 18.
18. Victor doesn't really seem to know what he's doing with this. He's trying, but he's
Color
kind of
me shocked, Gary. That
he's
Victor doesn't
kind
know
of
what he's
winging
doing.
it here. Would anyone like to intervene? Do you have dice out? I forgot my dice. I forgot my dice.
Yeah, I'll intervene.
Yeah.
Victor,
What?
I don't mean to be rude, but you seem to kind of be winging it, for lack of a better term.
I mean, have you ever tried to put someone's soul back into their body while removing the one that's taken up?
No, but
Red.
perhaps you do have a number of magically talented people in the room. Perhaps we could converse about this and make a better educated guess.
Sure. I suppose. Kind of.
I'm actually gonna kind of like wave Lady Voctor over as well, since she was able to cast a spell earlier. Maybe she'll have an idea.
She comes over and looks a little annoyed.
Look, I know that you two are not exactly on the best of terms, but we both want the same outcome here. So let's put our heads together and attempt to figure this out, shall we?
She thinks for a moment. She's like, well, I'm not particularly versed in this. I have only adjacent knowledge of this kind of thing. I hear there is an abbot in Kresk that's very powerful. He perhaps might know some magic, but I've heard that if the miracles of healing have been performed there, but not everyone comes back out as they went in.
Where is this?
Kresk. It's the third major town. It's the third, major. It's the only it's a bit smaller than Valaki. I haven't been there in a very long time.
Well, Victor, why don't we look over the notes again of what you were putting together for this and walk through it step by step together?
So he pulls out a mess of notes that
that checks.
a lot of it is him just trying to figure out how to even get access to the ethereal plane. You get the sense he may not have planned much past that.
I'm gonna say once again, color me surprised.
He does have his spell book, which he has been frantically flipping through. He's like, I mean, there's one in here. There's one thing in here that might work, but I don't think we should do it.
Well, you've piqued my curiosity at this point, so
I mean, in theory, if we killed her and then resurrected her, that should draw her soul back into her body, but I really don't think that's a good option. Victor, Lady Voctor does not say anything, but her lips purse even tighter.
Victor, I'm very glad that we did not have to have that discussion.
He's like, I mean, it should work. That's how the resurrections work. I can't think of anything else. I do have a diamond stashed somewhere that could work for it.
Do we know anyone close by that's capable of performing these healing magics?
He flips through his spell book. Ooh, that is a fair point. I had not. can none of you do that?
No, but apparently I can draw the line between point 1 and point 2. So
I have a question. Is the butterfly also limited, like when you first, or like?
No, you just have to have enough diamonds.
Because technically I have it on my favorite spell list.
Oh yeah, Elpis has Revivify.
Elvis is gonna raise her hand
But
from the corner. just
Lady
like,
Voctor does not look impressed by this idea.
look, that's kind of a maybe a last resort. Anything we could try that's a little bit less dangerous than that first?
There's the abbot. There's I don't know. I do have a mishmash of several other spells. Like I've taken some bits from perhaps like from etherealness and a few other like teleportation related ones that we might be able to cobble together into something that should pull her back. I mean, I'm a little afraid it might leave her with that plus the cat.
Forgive me if we already talked about this last time. I don't remember talking about it. But so I'll just bring it up again. But I mean, we have the stone. Yes, could not a small number of us go there and see if there's anything we could do from that end that would ease the process?
Well, potentially, the two options that we'd have with that are, well, man, the easiest way to get someone there with the stone would be I could probably make a potion out of it. If we that might work. I was planning on using the stone more as a sort of anchor to kind of draw her back to it, but we could try to send people there. Maybe it would be easier to do things on that side.
Well, it's also possible
a-
that there could be something holding her there that could
Yes.
interfere with our ability to draw her back.
Mhm.
Did the hag happen to have any other things on her, like a spell book or something like that?
The hag did not have a spell book
She
on
like
her.
liquefied also.
Yeah,
didn't
she
or something?
basically liquefied.
Yeah.
She did have. She was carrying a small pouch that seemed to be made of human skin.
Lovely.
Was that something that we were able to pick up?
Let me see. You could pick it up. You would recognize it based on the book as a soul bag. They do use it to. They're meant to hold the souls of evil humans that, or not humans, evil humanoids. Well, they're meant to hold the souls of creatures that hags kill with with haunting, because they can appear in your dreams and basically drain your life force that way, and then they'll capture the soul in the soul bag.
Would I have any idea
Fun.
if I just like turn the soul bag inside out? Would that just free all the souls, or is there like a special?
There's not a ton of details on how it works, but it does seem to be able to hold souls. But there's no clear. It can hold only one at a time, and there's not a ton of
How to tell if it is holding a soul?
Yes. This one does seem to look deflated, for lack of a better term. So I suppose with that, you could capture her soul, and I would be afraid of. I mean, I don't really know what that's like, but that might prevent it from fading away, because that is a major concern. I might be able to get us all to the. Now that I have this stone, actually, I probably could do something that could send a few of us to the ethereal plane for a short amount of time. I mean,
No,
again, it's not something I've tried before. It might work. It might kill you. It might do nothing.
Maybe the potion option? No offense, Victor, you seem like a very nice man. But I do remember some serpents not coming back out from the attic.
That was only twice.
I would probably I don't want to be a third. That's all I'm saying.
I don't really. I could try to make a potion out of it. Again, also haven't done that before. But in theory, it should work. It shouldn't be that hard. It would be our only use of this, though.
Let's see.
I don't feel like that's worth the risk. Just
Yeah, I'd have to agree.
I mean, why don't we just try to figure out literally any other plan other than killing her and then revivifying her?
So we have see if the abbot can help. Kill and revivify. Try to trap her soul in the soul bag.
Like poke. This is the most fucked up version of Pokemon that I've ever seen. But yeah.
Yeah.
Clippius, are you sure that there's no way to reverse engineer what happened and try to fix that?
I mean, it depends on how long we're willing to wait. I can certainly sit down and go through everything, but it would probably take some time, and we are on a bit of a clock. I'm willing to try, but I don't want to spend so much time that it prevents us from taking other options that could just be successful right now.
Does it take longer than going to the abbot for help?
I don't know how many days travel it is there.
It's quite a bit, isn't it?
Is he talking about going literally to the priest that's in Vallaki, or is there another abbot that I'm not knowing?
It's like in a different village, like called Crest.
So to Crest, it would be between. It would probably be like 3 to 4 hours, maybe as long as 5. Sorry, sorry, the valley's actually not that big. When I initially started the campaign, I planned to expand it, but the valley's not huge. It would be about 2.5 hours.
Oh, that's not bad.
But obviously,
All right,
travel
guys,
can take longer.
I have a great idea. We send half the party there, and then we send the other half of the party to the ethereal plane and just really fuck with it.
Yes. Awesome.
Oh God.
Also, I feel like if we were a less gruesome way of bringing her spirit back, we could try like a banishment just on the soul.
Like an exorcism?
Victor flips through his book. He's like, "Oh, in theory, I might be able to do that. I would need to spend some time preparing it, but I could try to modify banishment with some help."
I'd be certainly down to try that. That sounds more promising than potentially some other things we did, and it shouldn't take
that
ridiculously long.
Sure, let's we'll try that. Clippius, I can try to help you decipher what I know of this spell. You will be working out of his questionable book to do this.
When last time that I used it, was it like a... Did Clopius get the impression that it was like, even just reading this once is dangerous, or is this like a long-term kind of thing?
It was hard to tell. but the book, it's the easiest way to describe it is the book wanted you to read it.
Maybe if I'll try it first here. What I'll do is I'll just have not like read a ton of it on my own, only read the sections that like Victor tells me to read.
Okay. You're gonna take a look at it now?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Please make me a wisdom save.
Oh no.
Add 4 to it because you're within 10 feet of me.
That is a 17.
17. So, as you're reading it, it's really hard to decipher this. It's written in extremely archaic scripts, diagrams you're unfamiliar with, but there's something fascinating about it. It seems to indicate an understanding of magic much beyond what you've experienced. And it is fascinating. Like you want to read more of it.
I mean,
You don't-
Parker wants to read more of it.
You don't like you do feel it. The creepiest part though is as you're reading it, you keep swearing you catch like movement out of the corner of your eye from like dark corners of
Gary,
the room.
I am going to do a full attempt to roleplay the shit out of this.
Yeah.
And
You-
that kind of does involve one question, which
Yeah.
is this like a sensation that's feeling good, or is this like a, can I tell that it's probably not a great thing?
I mean, it definitely feels like it's tugging at the edges of your psyche slightly. Is the best
Okay.
way to put it. It's not positive, but you're pretty confident you have enough mental fortitude to handle this. At least that's what it
So-
seems like.
So, like, if I was playing this purely as me being like, I'm playing a character right now, I'd be like, I should stop. But I feel like Clippius wouldn't for that.
It's definitely,
I
like, you
think
get
that
the-
she would definitely be like slightly egotistical enough in this sense to kind of be like, I'll be fine.
It's like you get the sense that you probably should stop reading it, but you really don't want to. Not like
Yeah.
compulsed to not want to, but it's just more of like it's not often you get access to something that seems to be this deep into magic. I keep wanting to say take a stress, but that's not a thing in this game.
Wrong system.
You can make it a thing.
I'll have to homebrew something.
There's
But
a reason I added sanity as a stat to my characters
Fair.
for my campaign. Here's what I'll say for right now because I feel like it messes up the timeline if I don't. I'm gonna
Okay.
say I'm gonna not do it right now. I'm gonna stop reading, but
Okay.
I'm gonna think about it for after the timeline skip.
yes, fair enough. Yeah, since you're not quite willing to dive in fully to this. You can make an Arcana check that would be at disadvantage, but Victor's helping you. So just make a flat Arcana check.
Use my special cat eye stone die.
Oh man, I want a Tiger's Eye stone die so bad.
I have these other die too. This one's got little raven skulls in it.
Oh, neat. My favorite one that I have access to right now is. Hold on, is this the D6? One second.
I've just got my blue and my metal ones.
Oh, I have this one. I have this chonky boy,
Ooh, that's a nice one.
Jade, I think.
Here, wait, I have my dice right here. Let me get my best one.
Ah, here it is. This is my favorite, though. It's full
That's a
of
frog?
beans.
Oh, it's the bean one.
But yeah, make just a flat Arcana roll.
That does a natural 20, Gary.
Ooh.
So that would be a 30.
So yes, you are with
This is why I
Victor's
say
help.
Clippius might be like, I could do it.
Yeah. And honestly, you feel like there's a part of you, like as you're doing this, there's a thought in the back of your head, like, why the hell does this kid have this book? He clearly barely appreciates it and is just causing chaos with it.
Yeah, I kind of agree.
Like
I
you
agree
should,
with this
you
too.
could actually make use of this.
Here's my best die. It is mountaintops on like a snowy landscape
Ooh,
with the aurora above it.
can you try to get like a photo of it on your phone?
Yeah, I'll see if it'll work better on
But yeah, and pretty quickly, you and Victor are able to, like, you're up until late that night, but you and Victor are able to come up with what you think is a ritual where you could use banishment and potentially just banish the soul. It would be difficult to replicate, and as it does require
Actually,
the usage.
wait. Here's a better question. If we
Yeah.
could go to the ethereal plane, could we just go there and cast banishment on her?
The
I
problem
mean,
is
you
that
certainly could. That's also an option.
I thought the problem was that with the cat inhabiting her body, she has nowhere to go. So like if you banished her soul to the material plane,
Right.
the cat's
Well,
still inhabiting her body.
With that Arcana check, banishing her soul from the ethereal plane would probably just create a ghost on the material plane.
Whole other set of problems around here. Yeah, fuck it, let's do the ritual. Why not, right?
All right.
By the way,
as
Gary,
you're coming
I've made
up
up
with
my
this-
mind for after the time skip. I'm taking this book.
All
I'll
right.
find a way. I'm gonna figure it out.
Excellent. After
I can
so
only
you
hope that you
what you
forget.
do realize like as you're working on this ritual as is this is just banishing the soul. You still will need a way to draw the soul back into her body. She will she will effectively be in a vegetative state when you do this, because like she'll have all of her bodily functions but will be completely unresponsive.
For some, that might be an improvement.
But yeah. So this is going to take them several hours. Are all of you just going to just stay and watch them work? Lady Proctor would offer to. She would say you are more than welcome to sit in to go to the sitting room and have some servants, and she would have some servants bring you some refreshments. But she's going to stay down there and monitor Victor and Clippius.
So, I have no idea how magic works, but what I do understand is that there is a freaky book which this kid keeps reading and causing chaos with.
Mm-hmm.
And the concept of killing somebody in order to revivify them and put their soul back in their body was listed as a non-stupid plan. So I'm going to stay in the corner of the room and have no idea what's going on, but be ready to hit something with a stick if I understand something is going horribly wrong.
Victor and I are over here in the corner discussing quantum physics, and the rest of the party's just like, what does this have to do with anything?
It's basically like spacing out of like a college lecture, like an hour in and you tune back. It's like,
Absolutely.
what the fuck? How do we get here?
It's spacing out in the wrong college lecture.
Yeah. I mean, Elvis would probably not want to be separated after whatever the hell happened. We just killed an old lady, and I barely kind of understand what the hell is going on. But I'm mostly going to also stay down in the basement. Like, just make sure Victor's okay. Make sure Clippius is okay. Make sure maybe try a couple times to talk to Lady Voctor and get blown off again. But mostly kind of sitting next to Aretta.
Yeah, are you guys like just paying attention to them, looking actually Aretta, are you just watching them, or are you like looking around the room? Like, what are you doing? Because I know you're very perceptive.
Yeah, I suppose it would be kind of tiring to like unblinkingly stare at two people discussing quantum physics.
Mhm.
So I probably would be kind of like paying attention to like what's going on over there, but like occasionally glancing around the room. I mean, I assume we're there for like several hours, so I think it
Yeah.
would be something I'm doing over time.
Yeah, I will say actually probably after a few hours, this despite herself, Lady Voctor does seem to fall asleep in the chair she's sitting on.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like after because this is basically gonna take all night.
Can I make
Ren,
sure
just
that
make
I
me a
have the
perception check.
hag's bag during the break?
Sure.
If Lady Voctor fell asleep, I'll probably kind of dip quickly into like a break
23.
room upstairs.
Here, one second, Wendy. I can't hear you. 23.
23.
You notice that there seems to be a secret door in one of the walls here. It's just barely concealed, but there is clearly a door. And as you look, there is a slightly worn pathway leading to the stairs and to there. And looking around, it also looks like some furniture that may have been down here was dragged into the room.
Sorry, I'm trying to think of what to do with that information, because I think Areta would be the kind of person to
Well-
not poke around, but I feel like I should poke around as the player.
I just wanted to pop in for a second and say that I wanted to fully agree with Clippius that yeah, there's no way that Victor is leaving with that book at the end of this.
Oh boy.
He's a menace.
Are we going to kill box the teenager again? Like,
No, we are going to rob from that family again.
yeah, that's fair.
But to be fair, we are robbing basically the equivalent of a nuclear weapon out of the hands of a child.
Speaking of things, Cuvier, you notice actually pretty soon after, like almost immediately, like very soon after Lady Voctor falls asleep, or no, actually this would happen soon after she came down. Basically, as soon as you guys got back into the house. Sorry, I should have mentioned this earlier. A raven flies over and lands on her shoulder. None of the rest of you see this, but you are aware of there being a raven sitting on her shoulder, just watching. And as you get downstairs, actually, it just sits on her shoulder all the way down.
Do I ever hear her murmur anything to the raven?
You don't, but it does occasionally. No, you don't. You don't hear it murmur, and it just sits there silently, just watching all of you.
I'm going to whisper to Cuvier. I think there's another one of those secret rooms. Are we being watched again?
Yep. By a bird on Lady Voctor's shoulder.
No, I meant over there. I will.
The fireplace? No,
turn-
nobody's behind the fireplace.
Yeah, you guys are in a cellar at the moment.
Yeah, I know.
And also, for what it's worth, again, already you do not see a bird on Lady Voctor's shoulder.
Wait, okay. If I look at Lady Voctor,
There is not a bird on her shoulder.
I'd like to make a
one to
small
be-
side note.
burn meter.
Just if Lady Voctor fell asleep, Elvis probably just kind of quickly went up to a break, like the sitting room, found a blanket, and just kind of had it on, just on her.
Mhm.
I'm not waking her, but I don't know if the bird reacts to that, but I wouldn't know.
It just watches you. As you as soon as Victor and Clippius open the book up to a specific page and leave it open for a minute, you notice the bird it shapeshifts into an imp, and flies over and just sort of hovers behind them, watching down at the book.
Eclipius, do you want prying eyes watching over your shoulder?
I mean, yours? You're not exact. I mean, you don't have
No.
eyes, and you're not.
We have a friend.
Where?
And I'll just point like directly above you, basically. There.
It immediately flies out of the room.
Oh.
As soon as you point to it.
Fascinating. That's
Again,
much as
nobody
we can
else
do about
sees
that.
this. The only person that sees it is Cuvier.
Yeah, but like
so
he'll
I don't
trace
see
it as
anything
it
when I
goes.
look.
You don't see anything.
Are you feeling alright?
It was a bird. It shapeshifted into an imp, and then it flew out as soon as I called it out.
Look, I don't mean to say that the one person out of this group who doesn't have eyes being the only one that sees this is concerning, but
Would you not think that something could be invisible? Because if I can hear it, unless I'm having horrible delusions.
why would there be an
I feel
invisible
like it really
bird in
should
the
have
house?
been clarified what Carrie meant by see it.
I sorry. Yeah, by see it,
Yeah.
since I was it was a little confusing, but I was
I hear
referring
it.
exclusively to Cuvier with that. So Cuvier is using their blind sense to
Yeah.
sense it, because that's
Okay.
their only close equivalent of visual sense.
Yeah.
Do you hear things that aren't there too sometimes?
Oh no.
Not in the concerning way like that.
I was okay. I mean, if mushrooms concern you, that's probably another issue entirely.
I think you on mushrooms concern me. Anyways. Yeah. I rely on something that doesn't fully include my eyes. And it just points to his ears. I can hear it. If I can hear it, and you can't see it,
Well, I'm not sure what we can do about it if it's not here anymore.
yeah, it's not there. It's just... I think you guys should be aware that there's invisible shit watching us. So that should be kind of concerning. So, if you ever have anything super secret that you don't want strange birds and imps knowing.
So here's the problem. In my life, I kind of want strange birds to know all my secrets.
Sorry,
I'm not
birds
gonna
that
lie.
turn into imps, or imps that turn into birds. Yeah, I
But
would say
yeah,
it's probably a
also
good
the
idea
secret
to-
room does appear to be it. You can't really tell what's behind it because it's full cover.
Yeah, anyways, our friend is gone. Clipius, Victor, continue with your quantum arcanics. Yeah. What's up, Areta? Said you wanted to check something out?
I was just wondering if we were being listened to on the other side of that door. Obviously pointing at something you can't see, but
Now, Areta, I don't mean to have this conversation
turning
all
you
over
in the
again.
direction of the door.
You have faced me towards a wall, Areta. I can hear that echo pretty clearly.
All right.
Are you not seeing the wall that's there?
I will attempt to open the door. Don't know if I need to roll a check for that, or if I'll just awkwardly rub my hands on a wall for like 5 minutes before eventually finding something.
For sure. Also, quick question, Cuvier, what's your passive perception?
18.
Okay.
I do have advantage on perception check stuff if it relies on hearing, which anything within 60 feet does.
Hence the 18.
No, that would make it like 23 on average.
I see. You do catch the imp trying to sneak back down the stairs.
Hold on, I just gotta see if I have. Anybody have a dagger I could borrow real quick? Just.
I mean, it's an imp. You could probably just punch it.
I mean, how
It is,
close
although
is
it is
You'll-
watching you
yeah.
very.
If
It's watching you.
Yeah, if it's. It knows that I'm the one who found it last time, so like I feel like I'm not gonna be able to get real close to it.
1 second. So as you press on the wall, the door just sort of pivots smoothly on its central axis.
You know what? Fuck it. I have had this broken arrow tip as just like a trinket, or a broken arrow as a trinket for basically this entire time. I'm just gonna cast Searing Smite on it and try to like either throw it at the imp or stab it. Like,
let's see if you can even throw it. It has to be a melee weapon attack. You could run at the imp.
Cuvier is too self-conscious to just go running like a madman at nothing across the room with all of his companions watching. I'll cast Sleep on that area.
Okay.
So it
Go for
just
it.
affects the imp.
All right, roll the hell.
Second level. Yeah, so it's 70. Okay, the only way that this should not knock this guy out is if I roll minimum damage. Okay.
Oh, that's actually really good.
Yes, the imp falls asleep and drops concentration. There's now a visible imp lying on the stairs.
I will go over and I will pick it up and I will just hold it. I'm like, does everybody see this? Because like I pick it up and I feel it, so I'm just like.
Are you being loud about this?
Not really, but like I cast a spell, so like I cast a spell, I walk over and just like pick it up, and I'm just like, does everyone see this? Like just in a like regular level voice, just he wants to prove that he's not crazy.
I will remind you, Lady Foctor is only asleep on the chair.
That's fine.
She does actually wake up at that. And just like, what are you holding?
Bird.
And
I don't know. What am I holding? You tell me. What do you see? Please say you see something.
A small red monster.
Thank you. So what do we want to do about this guy? And I'll curl his tail around in front of him so like he can't sting me if he wakes up.
Yeah, it's very asleep.
It's kind of cute.
You notice he's wearing a little waistcoat that has Majesto stitched on the lapel.
Maybe he's lost.
What do we want to do about this?
We can put him in a pouch and help find the owner.
I don't know if this guy's owner is a friendly person or not a friendly person.
Well, if we return this lost companion, they might be friendlier than not doing that.
So if this guy is a familiar,
I don't know what that is.
the
but
person who
sure.
owns it can look through its eyes and hear through its ears. I should really get a familiar. Anyways,
So we put him in a pouch so that he can't see.
he would still be able to hear. And also, and like he holds up like the tail like separately, and also, this thing can sting. This is dangerous. Like,
Well, I mean, it's either that
do we
or
kill it?
make
Do we
sure
wake
that
it
he
up and
can't hurt
interrogate it,
anything,
or
so
like,
can
because I'm not gonna let it go.
Well, I mean, if it is a familiar, then the person doesn't have to spend all the time looking out from it. They could just make it disappear. So, if it got knocked out, they'd probably just make it disappear.
Is Lady Doctor awake at this point?
She is. She's just silently watching this exchange.
I'm gonna kind of peek past Cuvier and is like, do you know anyone in town who might have someone like who might
What?
own a familiar? Is that yeah?
Why would I know something like that?
Oh, you would probably know the town better than I do.
She shrugs.
And the only time
We're
that
all
I've
aware that
seen
we've been.
this before, when you guys
She-
couldn't see it, it was following us as the Raven. This isn't about Lady Voctor. This is about us. Someone's following us.
I mean,
Also, as she does see you, Aren, and she's like, I would appreciate it if you did not poke around in my home. Thank you.
Oh right, the door.
I totally forgot. Yeah.
Yeah, no. I was gonna say when the Cuvier picked up a imp, I would have fallen through the secret door at that point.
Yes.
But,
You do.
I
Do you
will,
have
I will
dark vision?
awkwardly pick. I do not believe so.
Unfortunately, with a little bit of light, you can see that there is something carved into the floor, but it's hard to get a good look because it's very dark.
Yeah, I will ungracefully untangle myself from the ground and awkwardly close the door. If it's been following us, maybe we should ask it some questions. I mean, is it? I've never seen something. Is it evil? Like, is it? What
not
is?
necessarily.
What even
Well,
is an
it
imp?
depends, because if it's just a wild imp, then yeah, they're typically not friendly. If it is a familiar, not necessarily evil.
Just
Depends on-
Lady Voctor speaks up. She's like, just kill it and let's get on with this. We have much more pressing concerns, like the health of my daughter.
Can I insight check that? Does she seem like nervous, like she knows who's this familiar is?
Make an insight check.
That's 16.
She is very challenging to read. You can't get a good tell on her. It seems like she's impatient with what's ever going on right now. And she just looks at you. Well, what are we waiting for?
I'm rolling to see if Cuvier has patience.
why don't we at least try waking him up and see if he wants to talk?
Really, it is not necessary to do that, but we have
Fiona, no offense,
to
but this
please allow
doesn't
them
ma-
to turn to work.
This
We would,
Do the
doesn't
same to a lost puppy?
concern you, Lady Voctor.
yes, it does. It concerns you. Are in my home dealing with the safety of my daughter. This very much concerns me.
Clippius Victor, get back to doing whatever the fuck you were doing. There, it no longer concerns you because it's no longer slowing them down. This concerns us, however, because it's been following us around, and we need to know if it's friend or foe. We need to get as much information from it as we can. So if you don't mind, I would prefer you stop, sit down again, and maybe take a nap until they
You
get
do
finished.
not get to order me around in my own home. Leave. She points towards the door. And
Areta?
she is going to, and she's like, just, if you wish to deal with it outside.
Yeah, Areta, help us.
Mhm. I don't need to be told twice.
And she is
so-
actually going to leave to follow to escort you all out, leaving Victor and Clippius in the room.
Well, that was something.
Do the three do you and so the three of you head upstairs with her.
Mhm.
She shows you to the door and closes it behind you. What do you do?
I'll wake him up, and we need answers, but I need to know what questions to ask.
Maybe
And-
about 30 seconds after the door closes, the imp vanishes. Not like invisible, just
Mm-hmm.
Do imps normally do that?
When their master calls them away.
Clippius,
I'm not
or
there.
no, but you were downstairs when this originally happened. Please make me another insight check on Lady Voctor's outburst.
Oh, okay.
Anyone else that would like? I'll let, if someone else has a better insight, I'll let them make it, but I don't want everyone making the check.
That's a 23.
23. There's her annoyance was as much put on. It seems that after she actually seemed a little relieved that Cuvier started talking back. And definitely was looking for an opportunity to usher them out.
Sounds about right.
So yeah, Areta, Cuvier, and Elpis. What are you guys gonna do?
I don't think that was. Someone should still at least keep an eye on Clippius.
You guys should head back down.
I don't think she likes us either.
She didn't specifically tell you guys to leave. She would have to make a scene about you guys as well. You're not as hot-headed as I am. However, I do believe that that imp was Lady Voctor's.
I wonder why she hid that from us. I kind of spin and I just knock on the door again.
Well, quick question. Check your Discord audio inputs because that doesn't. Your audio sounds a lot worse than your mic should.
Okay, that's all.
Yes, to me at least. Oh, okay. It just sounds like that then.
Before she knocks on the door, I would like to cast Flock of Familiars.
Okay.
Oh my god, no more screaming raccoons, please.
Raccoons!
I would like to summon a few spiders and just have them sitting at the door so that when the door opens, they can slip inside.
Okay. There are also several windows, and especially for a spider, it's not going to be hard to get into this old of a house.
I was gonna say, I feel like the front door should probably have a big enough gap underneath it.
Yeah, spiders could easily, especially small ones, could easily get into this house, probably like through windows or just damage to the roof. So if you want to get in and like, if you wanted to use the familiars to explore some things, you totally could.
Yeah, because I'd like to be able to at least keep an eye on the basement.
Yeah.
And then maybe check out the inscription at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know if I need to roll a stealth check for insects in a house.
While you're doing that, dinner's ready. I'm gonna go grab some. I'll be right back.
Yeah. No, you don't need to roll stealth checks. You basically get to tell me where you want to send the spiders. Here, let me bring you back to Vakta House. So Areta, here you are at the door. Basically tell me what you're doing with the spiders. We'll take a break for a minute from them doing that down in the basement and see what you want to do.
Well, I get to summon 3 creatures, so I'll have one out here with Cuvier.
Okay.
I'll have, and then 2 into the house. One will go watch Clippius, basically reading the book and whatnot. Once again, kind of fearful of this whole process. They might do something stupid, so at least want to know in advance if something stupid's going to happen.
Fair.
And then I can't really read what was written there, but it doesn't say that I can share, like, touch, but I'm wondering if I can, like, slowly get an idea of what the shapes of the letters are.
It wasn't letters. It was would more look like some sort of circular thing.
But like if I can like maybe copy it outside and then get an interpretation of what that would be.
That'll take some.
Are you able to look through their eyes? Like
I would be able to look through their
familiar?
eyes. I'm just not sure if.
I think spiders should have either blind sense or dark vision. Can't remember which. But I feel like either one would.
Spiders have dark vision.
Yeah.
Just trying to get an interpretation of what it is there that's being hidden.
As you get a spider in there, you see like classic pentagram circle. Just a circle with a pentagram drawn in the middle. Like it doesn't, but you also like actually make an Arcana check for me. And you're only making an Arcana check because you've gotten to see a few magic circles recently, or like.
That was a 12.
12 looks like a pretty simple circle used for some sort of ritual, maybe, or decoration. Could be either, but probably ritual.
All right. I will make a note of that, like a physical drawing of that, just so that I can show it to somebody who knows something later.
Mm-hmm. Anything else you want to explore with spiders?
I don't think a red would be the kind of person to like actually go and case an entire place.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm more just trying to keep tabs on what people are doing at this time.
So at about this point in the night, actually, Cuvier, you hear coming this way are a couple of. It sounds like two young men talking, and they both sound very drunk, and they seem to be heading towards Voctor House. But yeah, if you want to do anything else with the spiders, just let me know, Loretta. But other than that, a servant will come and let both you and Elpis back into the house. Oh, sorry. She would not have taken you in through the house. There is a door off to the side that leads directly down to the cellars. That she would have taken you.
Right.
That she would have
In
let
that
you in
case,
and
I
taken
do
you.
have my third spider with Cuvier outside.
Yep, sounds good. Brian's camera unfreezes for me about once every few minutes. So most of the time, it's no matter what he's saying, I just see.
I could not stream, and then it would at least not be able to see my face.
No, I kind of enjoy just the.
Oh.
Yep.
Here, this is what I have now.
It's a fun game of trying to find the one most terrifying image to have it locked on.
Yeah. So, yeah, Elpis, you doing anything?
Oh dear. Honestly, if we're let back in, and if Lady Voctor's still down there, just keeping it, still keep an eye out, make sure they're okay, make sure Lady Voctor doesn't pick a fight with Cuvier again.
I think you'll find it's the other way around.
Make sure that they don't argue again, because good lord, I feel like that was the most disruptive thing that happened in that basement.
Cuvier and Lady Voctor have not gotten along in a single interaction they've had so far.
And I refuse to change that relationship.
I think the list of people in authoritative positions and people that Cuvier have gotten along with are two separate circles.
You're not wrong.
I believe that.
But yeah, I'm mostly kind of just keeping an ear out. If the bird / imp fellow is back in the room again, now that I know that Cuvier caught him once. So I'm just kind of keeping an ear out.
Yeah, make a perception check for me.
Sorry, I rolled survival by accident, but that's basically the same thing, +7.
You don't notice anything. I apologize if this is another scene where you've been escorted outside, Melly.
No, that's real quick though, out of curiosity, is it her two sons?
Yes, you've.
Okay, because
Yeah.
I have one of their names written down, but the other one I just have son too.
It is.
Sorry,
Carl
Voctor's son too. Okay, Carl.
It's Carl and Nikolai.
Of course, I forgot the Carl.
With a C or a K?
With a K.
For both.
Yes.
Okay.
So yeah, as we head back, as we return to the basement, anyone want to share their findings? Or although Lady Voctor is awake and paying very close attention at this point,
I feel like any findings that I have, I can hold off until the investigation is finished here.
Mm-hmm.
At least while she's awake.
As you guys are working on this, Victor, so How are we planning on getting her soul back in the body? Because the revivify idea won't quite work because she's alive still.
Right.
But yeah, sorry, souls are not my area of expertise.
Nor mine, to be fair.
And anything to do with souls in this has been a bit out of my... I haven't been able to decipher anything. It's been getting easier for some reason.
I noticed that.
He, as soon as you say that, he looks kind of suspiciously at you and actually just moves the book a little closer to him.
This music is perfect right now for
But he's like, let's see. Because honestly, getting the wrong soul out in the first place, that was the big first hurdle. Like,
Right.
I had no idea how to do that. The banishment was a great idea. I definitely don't know how to get a soul back in, though.
Well, okay, so theoretically, when the soul's released back onto this plane, hopefully if it's released in the same vicinity, then theoretically what we really just need is just like giant anchor for it, you know? Something
Yeah.
that draws it in.
Do you have any idea of
Just
something that
the-
could work for that?
Just out of character, just get her to possess her own body and then cast mending.
I'm unsure mending would do the trick. I mean, I suppose she could possess her own body until we figured out a more permanent solution. If she knows how to do that. I don't know if she does. Do you
think it's
automatically know how to
probably-
possess things when you become a ghost?
That's a great. What does science have to say about that? The world of D&D, Gary.
I don't know. Victor's asking you. He doesn't fucking know.
I believe if you look at the stat block, it's an innate ability to possess, so,
I mean, I think according to the rules of D&D, she's effectively used the... I don't remember what spell it is, but there's the discount planar shift spell where you basically shunt your soul out of your body.
Astral
Except they've
projection, yeah.
The
except
blue
they've
dream.
disconnected the silver cord.
Yeah.
I don't know. This seems like priest things where we can talk to a priest and be like, how do you cure souls?
Dream of the blue veil. Fascinating. That's a weird spell. But yeah. You might need a priest for that. I mean, I
It's a good
suppose
thing I'm a wizard and a priest, Gary.
she could try to possess her own body. Oh my god. Huh?
I mean, it's at least at least we could go to a town without having to carry a corpse the whole way
Yeah.
there. But in no way would Areta suggest something so stupid.
You sure? You sure you don't say that out loud?
As a solid anti-magic person, or not anti-magic, but like anti-strange magic person, I would not suggest such a thing.
Yeah. So yeah, Victor's just gonna be like, what ideas do you guys field? Does someone field the possession one?
Probably at some point.
Say, I guess that'll work.
I'm pretty sure I'm currently possessing a person. Well, whatever this is. It works, right?
Concerning. I suppose it might work. I still worry that if we don't find a more permanent solution soon, that her soul will just kind of because the tether's already very weak.
True, but I feel as though if they're closer together like that, it might be better.
Yes, might extend the time out some. I'm not really sure. Yeah, I suppose we can try that. All right, so as you guys prepare and begin to cast the ritual, what describe how would this ritual look? Like, how are you doing this ritual? What does it look like? Give me something.
Okay, so basically, here's what I'm imagining.
All right.
We have her possessed body like in a like pretty big drawn out circle that's like the entirety of the room, and basically what we're gonna do is banish her soul back into this area where it's trapped inside the circle, so that we can give her time to like kind of figure out how the possession works, so she can then possess her own body.
Makes sense. Oh, I thought you were banishing the cat soul out of her because she's been kind of trying to follow you guys.
Okay.
But you could also probably try to do something to call her if you wanted.
Because that's what I was thinking we were doing with the reverse.
Oh yeah, like
Yeah.
banish her back.
Yeah.
Okay, because I understand. I interpreted it as you were banishing the cat soul out of the body, and that's what would kind of leave her in the vegetative.
That's what I
No,
thought we were
instead
doing.
of like a basically just like call her back to at least this plane.
Okay.
Yeah, because I thought we were doing like a weird exorcism with the cat soul, but
Yeah,
ooh,
well,
that's
because I figured that if we just shunt the cat soul out, she can just hop back in, because she can move around and stuff herself. Because
that.
Either one works.
Yeah, I think
That one's easier
that's
to try.
yeah, I think that one's easier to try.
we
So let's
don't
try
have to
that
go
first.
to the fucking ethereal plane in order to.
Yeah, so you.
I do suppose there is the question of, okay, body's empty. Are you sure we can get Stella in there before something else gets in there? Like,
Well, I mean, like, we can wait for Stella to, like, form, because, like, she can form on her own.
So far, you haven't been able to physically see her. She has been able to do some light interacting.
Yeah, so, like, when she interacts, we'll tell her exactly what our plan is. She'll rest for a while until she's, like, as strong as she can get. And then we'll say, okay, ready, she's listening in on us. Okay, ready, go. We banish, she just jumps in. Because we can talk to her.
Yeah. As you guys are having this discussion, Areta, you notice that Polus is kind of just sitting over in the corner and seems to be happily wagging his ethereal tail.
Polus, is Stella in over there?
He barks at you.
All right. Well, at least it seems that she's present as much as she can be. Do you think we're ready?
Move your face back
Asking
outside.
to Clippius.
No time like the present.
All right. So make me another Arcana roll.
Ooh, that was really good. 23.
23. You and Victor holding tightly onto his book. He doesn't seem to like other people expressing too much interest in it. Has like you both start chanting and focusing in on trying to banish just the spirit from her body. You get the sense that this is working mostly due to the unusual circumstances. But after about 10 minutes, all of the few candles that were in the room snuff out, and Polus starts growling at an incorporeal cat that's running around the room, which hisses and then darts through the wall. And you just see Stella's body there, completely unmoving.
That was successful.
And now I need to make a charisma saving throw for Stella's corpse. All right. With that, those of you by the body feel a brief chill pass through you. And the Stella's body sits up in potentially the most unnatural way you've ever seen a body sit up. Just sort of more of like it was forced into position. And kind of like the head turns and she's like, oh, this is very... And you see her, oh, this is very strange. I hope I don't accidentally hurt myself. I can't really feel anything. I'm kind of having to will this body into moving.
Right.
Oh, this is...
All right.
this is difficult.
Do you have a way of merging the two parts now, or do we need to consult an expert for the next part?
I think this is more of the expert territory portion.
Lady Voctor seems to have been warily watching for a minute before coming over. Stella? And they have she pulls her over to the side and they have a brief, quiet conversation. And Lady Voctor comes over to all of you. She's like, so I know you mentioned that you would need to consult an expert for this. I would, if you all would escort my daughter to Kresk and see if we could do something to merge her soul back into the rest of her body, I will happily pay all of you for your efforts. Apparently this is the... Why you Irina V2, I guess? Knockoff Irina? I keep giving you escort missions. But yeah. She looks to all of you awaiting a response.
Yeah, I think that's it's the right thing to do, so I don't think any of us will have any problems with doing that.
Very well. In order to avoid issue with the Baron, you may leave after his inane festival tomorrow.
I'm going to pull Clippius aside. Do you think that she'll be stable enough for that, or
No, probably, but I don't know if we have much of a choice.
Oh, dang. Yeah, okay. Do we have any way of knowing if something's going wrong?
I assume she would have a better idea than us at this point.
Victor, not quite the clearest on social cues, pipes in. It's like, well, I imagine she would just fall over, return to the state she was before if the possession failed.
Hopefully.
Then we'd be stuck in the same spot, but we'd have now a body with no soul. And Lady Voctor looks visibly annoyed.
Alright, well, suppose we'll do with whatever we can to ensure that doesn't happen. I guess we'll wait until after the festival.
And Victor's like, I should get home. And he is going to go to leave. All right. So that's where we'll end that particular thing. The next step is going to be post the fight with Anastasia, which Elpis suddenly appears at. So you guys
Actually,
just,
before that, can I just have shown
Yeah.
Clippius the image just so that we can finish that little side tangent?
Yes, of course. Clippius, you recognize this as a pentagram. It doesn't have much actual magical significance, but is commonly associated with lay people commonly associated as like magic and like accessing the devils, but it doesn't actually on its own like this, it wouldn't hold much power,
It's a shape.
basically.
Oh, okay. I was worried that it was going to be something significant. Okay. Alreda has no idea what the significance of it before or after, other than it was something weird.
Yeah. But with how it's drawn, maybe someone was trying to convince, like,
Yeah.
people that wouldn't know would think it was a magic circle or used for rituals. Yeah. Anything else you guys want to do? Cuvier, are you going to interact with the two, or are you just going to move out of the way so they don't see you? Because you would have some time, the two guys.
I think I'll just sit on the steps. Like, I'm not gonna hide from them or anything like that, but I'm not gonna, like, I'll say hi or whatever and just, your mom's mad at me.
They're a bit. Oh, it's easy to get on her temper. Well, we're heading to bed.
All right. Do you guys mind if
good
I
night.
crash on your couch until they're done with their
Oh,
whole
sure.
meeting? Sweet.
Come in.
And I'll just
And they
follow
open the
them.
door and let you
Yep.
back inside. Are you just gonna stay in the living room, or are you gonna go cause mischief?
I'll stay in the living room.
Okay. The funny part is, like, I don't know if you remember, but the entrance to if you look at the Roll20, there's this side entrance over here. That's where you guys were coming in and out of.
Mhm.
They entered through the front, so that stair leads directly to the basement.
Yeah. But when we were in the basement, we didn't see any other stairs down.
There was a second set of stairs down.
Oh, gotcha.
Basically looks
Oh,
like this here.
gotcha.
Let me drag
Okay.
people in.
What are the beds for?
They are not there right now.
Okay.
So, yeah. So do you still go in and sleep on the couch?
Yeah. Like, I don't sleep on the couch. I just sit on the couch and wait for, like, I'll be listening down the stairs to figure out, like, all right, are they done yet? Like, come on.
After a while, you do hear them come back up the stairs and exit Wachter House.
Yeah, and I'll meet them out front.
All right. So you guys are all out front of Wachter House. Do you head back to the Blue Water Inn? Victor is going to start heading back towards the mansion.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go back to the Blue Water Inn.
Yeah. Fair enough. And I guess you guys can try and get the book from him later, I suppose.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys head back to the Blue Water Inn. Victor heads back to the mansion. And the next day happens.